Right. Well, the reason that most people go on the ketogenic diet is because they found out they're a carbohydrate addict. That's what they, there was actually, I think, a book called that or something like that. But so tell me about carbohydrate addiction and kind of what do you do about that? How do you know you're a carbohydrate addict?
Yeah, that's a very good question. Folks, I help set up some addiction centers, opiate, alcohol. I've worked directly with addictions, opiate, alcohol, Suboxone. Traveled to some of the best addiction centers in Florida and looked at what they were doing. And I stepped away after I met these owners. I'm like, damn, I know we can do this better. And two of the things I learned in there, people that are addicts pound the carbohydrates. They're medicating themselves with the carbohydrates for a reason. Carbohydrates elevate the feel-good chemical serotonin and elevate the chemical neurotransmitter dopamine. So we're going to be working with continuous glucose monitors. It's a monitor you're going to wear where if you get back to eating that steak, broccoli, and baked potatoes, mashed potatoes, after your meal, the glucose monitor will tell you how high your blood sugar is. Because if your blood sugar goes up and you're eating carbohydrates, it's going to calm you down. So I call white rice, bread, and pasta poor man's Prozac. But again, people are under stress. It could be an executive. It could be a mom with postpartum depression. Athletes. I was hanging out with endurance athletes for 20 years. At night, I used to get up in the middle of the night when I couldn't sleep, and I used to eat a bunch of rice or eat ice cream just to knock myself out. I didn't know what I was doing back in the late 80s, but basically I was medicating myself from all the elevated cortisol. So what can we glean from that? Some people, maybe 5% of the people, have a carbohydrate addiction. We have a program for carbohydrate addicts. And we're training coaches right now. With these people, you have to go really, really slow. Because like I said, if somebody's going through a rough time, everybody's not always honest with you. So, Chrissy, people that are going through a hard time in life, a lot of them are embarrassed and they're medicating themselves. A lot of women drink alcohol. Why are they drinking alcohol?
Well, it relaxes you.
Yeah, I know, great. But you know what it does? It elevates estrogen.
Right.
And estrogen, when estrogen goes up, it elevates the feel-good chemical serotonin.
It also affects your metabolism, right?
Yeah, well, you're not allowed. It doesn't allow you to go into REM sleep. But my point is, and I don't want to simplify this too much. I just want to show the reason why women and men drink alcohol. It elevates estrogen levels. Estrogen levels elevate serotonin, so they're actually medicating themselves. And listen, when people go through a rough time, a lot of them end up on antidepressants. Here's another thing I realized. It's easier to get an alcoholic off of alcohol within 6 months. It's easier to get people off of opiates. Antidepressants are addictive, and we're starting to see more and more information on that as well. So when people say, carbohydrates are as addictive as cocaine, I don't know. I don't see many carbohydrate dealers in the street. My point is that carbohydrates make us feel good, and when people are going through a rough time, maybe that's all they got. So if you're a coach out there or you're a doctor and you know somebody's going through a rough time, balance out their hormones first, clean up their gut, have somebody talk to them on a weekly basis, and then slowly move the carbohydrates out of their diet. It's like a seesaw. You balance out estrogen, testosterone, progesterone, and slowly take the carbohydrates out of the diet. And then, one of the exciting things is when people really do lose weight, the most exciting thing they could do is they go buy new clothes. And two things happen. When they buy the new clothes, they got something they're putting on every day. And then if they start to gain weight, those new clothes will get tight and help them stay dialed in. So when somebody says, I'm going to go buy new clothes, I'm like, yeah, that's a win-win.
Well, they always tell you, don't go by the scale, go by how your clothes fit.
Yeah, and that's good. Go by how your clothes fit. Now, Brian, our video manager, has an image that he's going to put up for people to look at the visceral body fat. And that's why when you stand on a scale, it really doesn't tell you the true body fat to muscle ratio.
The time is now for you to take control of your health. Everybody and every body has a story. Let us find out yours today.